lot of people think that doing sin is just something bad that hurts a lot of people. And while that can be true, it is not the full picture. So, what really is sin? Well, first, we need to go back in time to the first humans, Adam and Eve. First, Adam and Eve weren't made to be robots. Christians believe this. God wanted a relationship with them in his good design. Look at Genesis 1 verse 27. It says right here, "So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God he created them. Male and female he created them." So at the start, we were made to relate to him because we reflect his character. So we were able to love God and love others properly. But this is why sin is so tragic. So Adam and Eve rebelled against God. But how did this even happen? Like, why didn't God stop them, right? Well, we need to ask another question. What is the Christian God's main character? He is love. And we know that love requires freedom. For example, washing the dishes because you want to help your mom out versus washing the dishes because your mom told you to do so. It feels completely different. Why is that? Because for love to be real, there needs to be a real choice. And that's why God made them with real freedom. And with that freedom, they were capable of disobeying Him. And they did. Now, sin isn't just doing something that hurts other people. Here is the real Christian meaning. It is rebellion against God, which separated us from Him. And when we did, all the horrible stuff entered the world. So if someone says, "Oh, your baby died of cancer," oh, that's part of God's good plan. No, it was the consequence of freedom. It is freedom that came with real cost and real pain. And Christians should wrestle with this. The suffering problem is real and we should never belittle it. Like, look at Genesis 6 verse 11. It says clearly, "Now the earth was corrupt in God's sight and it was full of violence." But why is this? Because if God is the source of all good, then splitting from the only source of good will make things pretty bad. And just to be clear, this separation wasn't because God was petty or salty at us, but because God is holy. He is perfect and without blemish, and holiness cannot mix with sin. So when we are away from the only source of life, death entered. Romans 6 verse 23, it says right here, "For the wages of sin is death." And this is really bad. Why? Because even if we didn't get a proper education on death, everyone knows that we will all die at the end of our lives. And it doesn't matter if we grow old or die young, we will all die, and there is no stopping that. So, now we're here. The world is broken, and death is inevitable. I guess we should just go to God and repent. But what if I told you that we could not? It was impossible to reconcile with God because our nature is affected by sin. Ephesians 2 verse 1, it says right here, "As for you, you were dead in your transgressions and sins." So we became spiritually dead. And you can't even move a finger because when you're dead, can you revive yourself? Can you move? I don't think so. That's how helpless we were. It's not like we had a choice to climb back to God. He's up there and we're down here. The separation was clean. So, what does sin actually mean? We were originally made in God's image, but we disobeyed God and separated from Him. So now, death is certain and it's inevitable. And now, sin has left us spiritually dead. So now we're in this terrible state, you guys. Our world is broken, we're far from God, we will all die, and we're corrupted. So what can we do? Well, not much really. But the good news is, God isn't done with us. Next episode, we're gonna see what God did for us through the gospel of Jesus Christ.